I think we're live. Let's do this.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're watching Janner's Haunted Secrets
on the Outline Network. What they say.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a secret sound hidden deep within the center of the earth. Until you listen closely enough, you can hear it. And it sounds like razors through flesh. We are merely here to turn up the volume.
Well, it's been a little bit of time since we've all seen each other, but we're back and we are so happy because we have Nikki Hook with us. Hook. And this is one of the wonderful board members from the Ohio Haunters Association. Yes, Ohio, we love you so much. Why are we the #1 state to have so many haunts? We don't know. But the reason that we're having this show is very important. I got a feeling that was the moment we were waiting for.
Yep.
Back to what we were saying before the dog got fed. So
Okay.
Ohio has...
I messed up. Probably. So Spohn's the maiden name or the married name?
Spohn is the maiden name. Hook is the married name.
I apologize. Please tell your
No
mother,
worries.
not your mother, but your husband. I apologize. Please tell your
No
husband I
worries.
apologize. I is confused.
It's okay.
Okay,
It's
please
an easy
continue.
mistake.
So what I was trying to say is that we are super excited to do this episode because there's a lot of things going on in the haunted house industry here in Ohio. And I am super excited. I don't have to talk about all of this. I get asked a whole bunch of questions. Friday gets to ask a whole bunch of questions. And if you have any questions, contact us, or you can go to ohiohaunters.com and you can register for this wonderful event that's coming. What am I talking about? The Ohio Haunters Convention in Mansfield, Ohio. It's at the famous Ohio Reformatory. And you know what? I gotta see that today because I had to make a delivery clear on the other side of Ohio. And man, it's such a beautiful building. It really is. So we have been excited.
Why I get distracted by that building every time I go by.
Right. Oh my gosh. It's just like, there it is. Oh, gotta stay in my lane.
Uh-huh.
But it's amazing. It's not too far off of US 30 that travels through that area. And I'm super excited to be one of the people that gets to go there for the convention. I don't know how excited I'm going to be after the convention, just because I've got to put in a lot of foot traffic. Or I can just sit there and smile and wave and look at people.
Take it from someone who's done a couple sides of this. You're going to be tired.
Yeah, and that's fine, because we are one of those things that Ohio haunters have asked for it. And repeatedly, over and over, kind of like the broken record that is stuck at your grandma's house. It's not just been, when are we going to do this? It's been hey, we want to do this for you. So, Nikki, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and start talking about it. And as we go ahead and we start talking about it, I know for a fact that we'll go ahead and get into some questions and this and that as we go in with it.
Okay, well, we did this once back before COVID, and we were lining up for our second year, gonna make it bigger and better, and then COVID happened, and well, things just changed. But the reformatory's been really wanting to work with us again, and we said, hey, let's do it. Let's go for it again. We're really excited. We're getting a lot of buzz. We're getting a lot of vendors. We're actually going to have the costume ball in the reformatory this time instead of at a different location, which is huge. So everything's going to be on inside the reformatory. We'll have vendors right down the cell blocks. We got a couple food trucks signed up. Should be a good time.
That's awesome. And the thing is, we could not be more excited about this. There's a lot of things that everybody's been asking questions, and that's one of the biggest things. Questions. And Ohio Haunters Association, they have a membership system, and the membership system, it's great. And for some reason, we keep on changing colors. I don't know why, but I think it's because of Fridays in the back room kicking some wires.
Well, I mean, wires need kicked to work correctly, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, had to make sure you could see the thing going by so you can find it. And the links are where links go, people.
Right. So as we're talking about this whole situation with a whole bunch of things going on, I want to say how I was impressed at the first convention. Looking forward to the second one. COVID hit. It bummed me out. I am actually part of the board, and I could be talking about this whole convention myself, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to talk to somebody that had done it the first round and could compare the first round to how we see it this round. And Nikki, first of all, do you have any availability for people that are thinking about doing vendors with you? How does that work?
So the best way for a vendor is to go to the OHA website, and then which is down at the bottom of the screen there, and you can click on the vendor thing, and it'll walk you through it. We actually have it straight through our website this time around. Last time I was sending out emails, everything was done through email. This time around, everything's done through our website, and if there's questions, you can shoot off a question through the vendor hub, and it'll get answered pretty quickly, as fast as we can. We're all a little human, so sometimes it may take a minute to get the correct answer for you, but we definitely want to make sure everybody gets the information they need, and we want it a lot easier this time.
It's awesome. And that's one of the things, the reformatory has been a really big help with this.
Yes.
They're actually helping us so much with this. And they were one of the big ones that said, we kind of want to see if we can do this. And so this is all about the haunted house industry, home haunts, haunt actors, professional haunts, right?
Yes, it doesn't have to be just for professional haunted houses. We're going to have stuff for your home haunter. We're going to have stuff for your enthusiast that just wants Halloween stuff around their house. You know, we're going to have a little bit of everything. We want everybody who comes to have something there that they can find and want to take home with them.
Now, I remember in the past, and I don't know if this vendor is going to be returning, but it was really awesome because the first time I was there, we found a person that used to take teddy bears and make them into monsters.
So I know exactly who you're talking about. The last time I touched base with him, he had moved on. He was doing other things with his life. But and I haven't heard anything yet from him this time around. I was going to reach out and ask him if he was thinking about getting back into it, because I know he's pretty much sold out, if I recall correctly.
Right. And that's one of the things. The reason I was bringing him up was not to say he's going to be there, but to more along the lines say that you never really know what you're going to find at one of these conventions. You know, the board has tried their hardest to kind of look at different items and say, okay, well, we want to make sure that we give a good listing of different items. And that's very important to any type of convention. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't like going to a good rummage sale, but I got a feeling that this is not a place that you're going to find everything under grandma's sink, right?
No. We're trying to have a variety, but you're not going to have everything under grandma's sink. And we're trying to cover all of our bases, I guess you could say, but at the same time, kind of not have anything way out of the box there either.
Now, there's a difference between the haunted house industry and paranormal. So,
yes.
Is there any chance that you might find any paranormal stuff?
There could be paranormal stuff here and there. A lot of our stuff's geared more towards the haunt side of things. Now, we've been approached by a couple paranormal vendors we are looking at, but we won't be full of paranormal. It's going to be geared more towards the haunt side of things.
Okay. And I want to specify, I clarify, my bad, clarify. There is a major difference between the word paranormal and the word haunter. Haunter is a term that us in the haunted house industry uses on ourselves. Paranormal, haunting, is that your grandma might still be in your house moving cans around. And that's something very important. I know on our show here, we have absolutely said it over and over again that there is differences in it. There are things that go bump in the night, and then there is us that bump in the night. And that's one of the biggest things. So here's another thing. Is there any haunted houses going to be open? This is geared around the haunted house industry. So we have to have some kind of haunted house open, right?
You know, it's funny you asked that. Friday night, the show floor will not be open, but Mohican, I believe they're being called Mohican's Haunted Schoolhouse now, which isn't, I believe it's a 45-minute drive, will be open. They're open to everybody. If you have a membership, you get $5 off. From what I was reading, and they'll be open Friday night to entertain people as they come into town. And then Saturday during the day, Blood Prison, which is the haunted house that runs out of the reformatory, will be giving tours.
So Blood Prison, that actually resides inside the reformatory, will be open on Saturday. Is that open Saturday and Sunday or just Saturday?
I believe it's Saturday, but there is a chance it could be open Sunday too.
Okay. So Mohican Schoolhouse, if I'm going and I'm just visiting grandma, can I just go to Mohican that night and have nothing to do with the convention?
Yeah, absolutely. All of her tickets are sold online. You just, I believe she said she's using their website for it. I could pull up the email here real quick, but yeah, she said all of her tickets are online, and anybody can just hop on and buy them and go out there and have a good time. We want to support them just like they're supporting us.
So when you say it's a 45-minute drive, is it, what are we talking about? Is it 45 minutes down the crookedest road, or is it more along the lines of 45 minutes down 30 and then off to the south?
With the route I went last time we did this, and granted it's been a few years, it was like, think country highway. So it's not like 30. You aren't going to have a 2-lane highway or anything, but it's not backcountry roads the whole way either.
Excellent. So, and this is a haunt that's been around for a while.
Yes, they've been around for several years. Gosh, I've been through them 5 or 6 times now. She's always changing things up. She's always got fun things going. I think the last time I went through, she had reversed the entire haunt. So where I had gone in one end and come out the other, the last time I went, she had reversed it. So we went in the old exit and came out the old entrance. And it made it a whole different, like, she rearranged the sets and everything, made it a whole different experience.
Now, man, I'll tell you, it's one of those things. If you're a haunted house enthusiast or you're a haunter yourself, this is a opportunity right here for you to go to a haunt that usually is not open. Once in a while, they'll be open for special activities, special this and that, but most of the time that's not the case, and they are closed until you get into the haunting season. So this is one of those things I highly recommend people to go through, take a look at it, and see what's going on, because it's a lot of stuff in a lot of time. And I'll tell you, if you were wondering, this coming up weekend, we do have some haunts open here in Ohio, but Mohican Haunted Schoolhouse is not on that list.
Nope.
So that means that you won't be able to see him for Valentine's Day. And I'm going to say you're probably not going to see him for this Friday the 13th that surrounds St. Patrick's Day. So this is a wonderful opportunity.
And
once again,
she did say that while it will be open to the general public the night we're going, the night before our convention, it will not be advertised. So if you happen across it and people are like, oh, I want to go, or if you're visiting and you hear that they're going to be open, yeah, they'll let you in. You don't have to be just part of our convention to get in.
That's awesome. So they're not going to advertise it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a secret. In a way. But we unlock secrets here at Chainer's Haunted Secrets. I'm just telling you, there's going to be more secrets coming around. But okay, let's talk about Blood Prison now. Blood Prison is one that they're open all season during the haunt season, traditional. And they do Christmas, right?
Yes. Last couple of years they've done Christmas.
So once again, here's one that actually you get to see a little bit, but they don't open any other time of the year, right?
Not to my knowledge.
So this
I think I've only heard 1 or 2 other times where they've opened off season.
Right. And this is one of those things that you got to kind of look at it and say, here's an extra offer. If I'm going to go to the convention, I can buy a ticket to go through the Blood Prison. And the way I'm understanding it is it's not going to be the full exact giant thing, but it is enough that there's going to be a lot of people interested, a lot of people happy to go through. It's not very often that Blood Prison will open outside of their
Yes.
traditional haunt season
So-
and their Christmas.
If they do it like they did it the first year, if I remember correctly, they didn't really have like full actors, but they had a few kind of scattered throughout just to make sure people were moving through and not really causing problems.
Okay.
And then making sure that everything was working. They did have all their animatronics going, all their fog machines going, all that. Just not a full cast, if I recall from the first go round.
Okay. So now we're talking about the Ohio Haunters convention being at the Ohio Reformatory. And this is really interesting because I'll tell you, that is one of the most beautiful buildings that's ever been used by incarceration. When I say incarceration, I'll pull this up. That building, it almost looks like a castle. It was almost the castle that was built for the incarceration of the king. And that is a beautiful building throughout. But if you didn't know, there was a movie film there.
Couple of them.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an opportunity for you to go to a historical building. This is an opportunity for you to go to a convention that was brought to the convention. Absolutely was brought to existence because people wanted it. It was not put on by the Ohio Board of the Ohio Hunters Association Board because they wanted to do it. It was actually requested many different times by a lot of different people. So we are bringing something to you guys. Now, there's another part to this. We at the Chainers Haunt Secrets care about haunting so much that we are going to be the official sponsors for the costume ball. And this is great because this is on Saturday night. And looking at the date, I want to point this out. It's the day before Mother's Day. So
yes, it is.
I know what you're thinking. Nothing like taking your loved one out to a wonderful costume ball to say Happy Mother's Day.
I'm all for that.
The only way that this could be even better is if it would be Valentine's Day. But it's a little cold in that prison.
Yes, it is. And
so
a little icy this year, too.
So as we go into the closer time of the convention, is there a opportunity or is there anything that Ohio Hunters Association could possibly do to get closer to the date and kind of announce what the temperatures are going to be outside, knowing that that's not going to be the temperature inside, but just saying that convention, that building does hold its cold.
Yes. So I'm not only in the prison itself, but in other big buildings I've been in that don't have heat. It will hold on to the cold longer, but it can also get very humid in there because it holds on to the moisture. You got to remember, it's a big solid stone building with little to minimal temperature control. There are a few areas that are temperature controlled, but biggest tip I would say is dress for the weather. Bring a couple layers just in case you get chilly, because there is a possibility you will.
So let's see here. A big question. Is there any plans of any type of convention swag possibly being able to be purchased?
Yeah, we're kicking around the idea of having a t-shirt or two, or maybe I think the t-shirts were the big ones we were kicking around, but we've talked about a couple other ideas too. So that'll be announced closer to the date once we've got all that confirmed.
Awesome. And I'm telling you, since we're doing everything online, um, maybe perhaps it might be a good idea for you guys to purchase your shirts as soon as they come available, as long as
Yes.
everything does work out. It is a working convention, and this thing has not been around. It's been dormant for 6 years.
Yeah. Since 2018. Or no, we did it in 2019, so 2020, I believe, was the year that
Right.
everything went down.
So this convention's been dormant just because of the situation with COVID, and they really didn't know who would really want it back. So it's one of the great things to see it come back. And I'm looking at stuff, and I don't even know if this is being broadcast on Chainer's Field of Screams tonight. I might have to repost this. But
One of the other things, when you get your tickets and everything, the reformatory will also be open for historical tours. So if you want to do the tour of the reformatory as well as the convention and everything else, you can do that.
awesome. So there's a lot to do during these 2 days, and it is to
Yes, 2 days.
so
yeah, it's being broadcast there.
okay. I just looked up. I was like, I haven't seen nothing about my stuff, so I was wondering. Technology is. Let me go ahead and just say right now, it's very important that we know that it's very understandable that technology is great when it works.
Yes.
So one of the things is we always have had these things where it is very important to understand that when we go, we have something like this. Be patient. We'll get you the answers as quickly as we can. Now, if people have questions about this, is there some place that they can send a message to ask the questions?
Absolutely. The www.ohiohonors.com. There should be links there for asking questions, not only as a guest, but as a vendor as well. And you can also always shoot us a message through our Facebook page, and we can try to answer those there as well.
Wonderful. So now we're starting to get into that. What about Grandma and Grandpa? They remember the good old days, and they wanted to see what the haunting's about. Can Grandma and Grandpa come? I mean, Grandma's in a wheelchair.
They have elevators to get you between the couple floors that they have. It's handicap accessible. There will be handicap parking as well.
Okay, that's awesome. So I'm a Ohio Haunters Association membership holder. Do I get anything special with this?
Yes, there will be a Ohio Hunters memberships area. We're still working on perks for being in that area. Flo with the Mohican Schoolhouse did say that members would get a discount on their tickets. Not much, I believe she said $5 off a ticket for members, so you'll get a discount there. So yeah, there's going to be some perks there for you.
That's awesome. And I know that's been a lot of questions, a lot of people wanting to know through this whole thing how everything was operating. And when you're doing a convention like this and you're trying to see everything, do you want to hear feedback from the people?
Absolutely, because that's the only way we'll get better and make sure that everybody's happy and gets what they want. Because we're only going to grow if our members and base is happy.
Okay, so I guess I remember the first convention, and man, there was such a bathroom problem. Any idea if that got fixed?
Yes, we will have porta pots this time around, as well as the bathrooms, because I've been adamant that we will not have that problem again.
Apparently, my Facebook group on Changer's Haunted Seat or Changer's Field of Screams is fighting. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Our podcast.
It's fighting me on
our
it.
Facebook.
I'm like,
I don't know why. But so with everything that you said, is there anything, and I mean this, is there anything that needs to be really, really said? Because I know the membership has been one of those things that you're trying to figure out everything. I know that the ticket prices are the ticket prices, and I know that there's other stuff. So when it comes down to memberships, we're going to try having a area just for you guys, and if we get everything worked out, we'll see what the perks are. One membership can bring in one person. It means two people can come in that area. There's going to be a sign up area for the memberships if you would like to join or you want your friend to join. I know that for a fact because I know the one that's in charge of the memberships. He's got this little thing.
I know that
goes,
person
clippy,
too.
clippy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I know that person too.
So Friday, I've been asking a whole bunch of stuff, and at some point, I need to shut up.
okay. Well, let's ask some personal questions to find out about your excitement. What is one of the things you're looking forward to about this convention?
For me personally, I'm really excited to see how much, even though we took a hiatus, how much we've grown. We've had a lot of people, not only ticket wise for guests, but a lot more feedback from vendors and stuff. We have some really big vendors come in for such, for essentially starting over. Some decent sized vendors come in, and I'm just really excited to see everything come together.
Now, is that a question for just her or me, too?
Have you had a lot of people from out of Ohio? Say what?
I asked if that question was for just her or was that for me,
What
too?
did you say, Kyle?
Oh, boy.
Well, it can be for both of you. Both of you say.
So I want to answer this also because this is something totally different. And let me explain why I say it's different. It's different on my aspect because the first time I went, I was a person that was buying the ticket. I was just learning about the OHA and I did not know existed, just knew that there was a convention and we just started the haunt up and I wanted to see how this was. Now, I've been able to listen to you guys. I've been able to listen to everyone and hear what you guys want to see, what you guys want to do. And we've been working. Now that I got put on the board, this is very important because now I can show you, instead of just listening, I can take what you have said and I can make it into a reality. As we work together, that's one of the key factors to this convention, that it has been a pleasure of listening to you guys, getting to know you guys, and I want to see you guys at this convention so much. Not only am I going for the board of directors for OHA, I'm also going for Chainer's Haunted Secrets, which is a very important thing because I wanted to make sure that our wonderful thing that we have here has an opportunity that you guys get a chance to come meet whoever you want to, talk to them, and be able to see me. But I know as a board of director, I need to be at my spot. So if you guys come up, you guys say hi to me, That's awesome. I would love to do this and that. But we are going to have a table. It's not going to be a manned table. We're going to have the table there. And when we have this table there, we're going to have cards. And we want these cards to be able to be filled out. That way they can be sent in. And you can fill them out right there at that table and put them in the little card collector. Because we want to see more people on this show. And as much as we love Ohio, we want to see everybody on this show.
Yes, we do. My next question is, have you guys had a lot of people apply for either buy tickets or apply for vending from out of state?
I can't say as far as buying the tickets exactly where everybody's coming from. The reformatory is handling a lot of the ticket buying side of things. For vendors, I do know that we have a few from out of state. Last time, surprisingly, we had a few from out of state. Most of them are from close, Indiana, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, but we have had a few from out of state apply.
So I want to say, when it comes to that,
okay,
one of the most important things is I want to have a board. That one board has the state of Ohio map on it, and the second one have the U.S. map on it. And if you are not from our country, I would be okay with taking a little card, filling it out, and putting it on there. I want pins to see where everybody's traveling from, because we want that, not just Ohio. We want to see how everybody is, and maybe you're just lucky from another country that just happened to come over.
Yep. Would love to see how many people come, especially from out of state. Love to see that. We're not just for people from Ohio. We're here for everybody. So.
Yeah, I'm a member. I'm in Texas.
Exactly.
And you're not the farthest one.
And
nope.
We got one from Nevada.
I probably carried in my wallet.
Mine's in my wallet too.
Well, I figured you guys had others from other states, but I do know that. This one's from Sophia. She went to her first haunt this last Halloween, and she is like really getting excited. She's wanting to try more. She already has a favorite one that she hasn't went because she hears the merch school and say you gotta go here if you go to Ohio. But will there be kid friendly things of any age at this, or is it a kid free event?
There really is no age restriction. If you are welcome to bring your kids if you want, just on the understanding that on the flip side of that, we don't necessarily have rules against, something being super gory and maybe not the best for a little kid or, anything like that. But if you think your kid is good for it, we have no age restrictions. Now, we do ask that people, I believe it's under 16, do have a guardian with them, just because, or on the premises, just because, especially with it being a historical building and, lots of people and objects around, just safety. But other than that, no real age restrictions.
There is something else with that. I do believe that we are trying to work in a juvenile competition for costumes.
Yes, we are working on the logistics for that. So if we can work out all the logistics, I believe we were talking sometime Saturday during the day on the show floor or around the show floor.
So there's a costume competition possibly for children. we also have one for the costume ball.
Yes, for adults. Although technically, if a kid wanted to enter that one, they could too.
What is the one thing as a convention goer that you're hoping to see at this convention?
Well, I'm kind of in a funny position because I know I'm going to be working, so I'm not going to have much time to walk around and explore. But the main thing I'm excited to see is the meeting all the people. A lot of these people I've talked to through Facebook Messenger or emails or various and other ways to talk to them. And for some of them, this may be our first time getting to meet them face to face.
That's absolutely one of the greatest things.
That is so cool.
I can't wait to meet the people. I can't wait to see haunters that I have never met before. I can't wait to see who sees this and goes
What
on.
is the one thing you want everybody to like? I don't know. I'm having like internet issues. I'm sorry. I asked what is collectively between the two of you, what is the one thing you hope people
Oh boy, she is really having internet problems.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
I
I'm
I wanna see if I can go ahead and just we want people to come and enjoy themselves. We want people to see this, give us feedback, see what we can do. Um, we want to see how the convention can grow, and that's one of the biggest things. Is if we're going to make it a second year, we got to show one or another type of growth, which means that we need to look at these people's suggestions, and this is not going to be like other conventions. Other conventions are put inside massive buildings and this and that. This is a historical building. And one of the key points that we need to make sure that we point out is how historical this building is and how lovely it is. We want to keep it that way. So we know that we have to maintain a lot of things. In other conventions, you can go around and have a hot dog and take it completely shooting through the show floor and this and that. Unfortunately, this convention, since it is a place that is historical, all food and drinks must be in their contained areas unless they are sealed. This is very important to know because we don't want to surprise somebody and walk around and go, "Hey, where did you get that?"
Now I do know you are permitted to drink water in the cell blocks, but as far as there will be designated areas where you can eat and or drink things other than water, and we need to respect the reformatory and honor that and eat in those designated areas, or you know
And that's very important. I know when you go other places, you want to look at it and say, "Oh, well, this is nothing but a great fun time." We want you guys to have fun. We want you guys to make memories. We absolutely want many, many photo ops for you guys. There's some rules at this convention that other conventions won't have because it is not this type of building. It is something that they have conventions all the time. The whole thing is there's a couple of things that happen at this reformatory, and it is a wonderful place, and we don't want to mess it up for us. We don't
Mm-mm.
want to mess it up for the customers, the guests that do this. We don't want to mess it up for anyone. And that's why this is the most responsible place that we could have it, as long as we can do it in a wonderful, responsible way. And that's I know when people are looking at this, they're like, I guess I don't understand. But once you get to the reformatory, and people that's been there will understand. But once you, for the very first time, walk inside them doors, you will start to understand why it is done the way it is. And it is a breathtaking experience walking in. Even if you've been to the haunt, even if you've been through their Christmas show, even if you've been at the reformatory, it is still a massive feeling to understand all of these people walking through. And as soon as you start going through the show floor and looking up, that right there will be the understanding of how historical this building is and how we must maintain it and be very respectful to
Mm-hmm.
not just the staff, not just the people around you, but the building itself.
And we will have plenty of volunteers around to help answer questions, help direct you, help, do all that fun stuff. But like Pyle was saying, we want this to grow and continue, and the only way we can do that is if we as a group work with the reformatory and respect their requests like they respect ours.
Absolutely. I know if you're a vendor and you're thinking about applying, and your questions is, man, that's a really old building. Is there going to be electricity?
Yes.
If you're looking
And
at it and go ahead.
there's also compressed air in some areas as well.
Yep. And that was another thing. If you're looking at it and saying, well, mine operates off of air, they have air in some areas. It's very wonderful what kind of situation that these people have been given. I'm telling you, I want to make sure that everybody understands. If you've
I
never been to this building, it is absolutely a breathtaking, and you get thrown back into history as it should.
I am excited to see what the vendors are going to do because they are directly in front of the cells, meaning if they so choose, they can have their product on display inside the cell.
Mm-hmm.
The first year, some of them had the cells set up so people could go in, see their product, and leave. Others used the cells for storage. It kind of depended vendor to vendor.
Right.
I will say one of the big things with the reformatory, and this goes for vendors as well as guests, do not close any cell doors that are open because they don't always have keys. And you could be in there for hours and you are financially responsible for whatever it takes to get that door open. And you
That
do
is
not want that.
and that's a very important thing. I don't think everybody fully understands that this was a active prison.
Yes.
This was a whole situation. A lot of people went into that building. A lot of people came out. A lot of people this and that. There's been movies made. There has been history after history made in this building. And one of the key things is when you're a guest in a situation in a historical building, you need to listen to the history and the rules. And this is not one of those conventions where you're going to find people running up and down. No, it can be congested. And I'm being honest when I say this. Uh, you'll have vendors that go so far, and then you have so much room that people will travel through. And there was not too many pictures taken at the first convention. I've
So,
got some of them that were
yeah.
done outside.
So, as someone who has been to a few conventions now, most of the time when I think of a convention, I think this is true of most people who have ever been to conventions. They think big, huge, wide open floor with tables and curtains separating which vendor is which. That is not the case
No.
here. You have a cell block, whatever the space we have assigned the vendor, and then I believe it's a 4-foot walkway and then a solid wall. So, it can be congested at times. It wasn't horrible last time, but we do need to be respectful. If you want to stop and chit chat with someone, be nice and just kind of move off to the side so everybody else can keep moving, and be patient. And be polite. If someone's in your way and you need to get through, politely ask them if they can let you through,
Right. And I will tell you, the first time I went to when I went to the first convention, not the first time I went to it, the only time I went to it, there was a guy that was walking around, and he had his name tag, and I don't know exactly how they're all doing it this year, if it's name tags or if it's wristbands or whatever the case may be. But I remember this guy in a costume, and I've never seen his type of costume. And this is one of the best things about conventions. We have the opportunity to show. When you go to other conventions, you don't get to touch the products and see, do you like that? You actually have to be like, oh, okay, I think I want that one. Haunting conventions are different because we want you to look at the stuff, feel it, look at how it was made. That way you can figure out if
ask
you want
how
to
it
purchase
works.
it.
People want you to ask how it works.
They want you to ask the questions. Other conventions, yeah. No, we don't do that. No, haunting conventions are touchy-feely. We even had this on an episode here. We were comparing conventions, and that was one of the key factors. Or it was the other show. Friday, I don't remember. One of our shows we were talking about conventions. Was it this one, or was it? I think it was this one.
I'm pretty sure it was this one.
Yeah. Sorry, too many shows. Anyway,
and I will tell you that in general, the haunter group in general, we tend to be people that like to touch and feel and how does this work? What's it made out of? I remember distinctly, I believe it was through HauntCon, getting a lights on tour of a haunt down in the New Orleans area. And our guide said, hey, you guys are allowed to touch this prop. And we were all like, we're allowed to touch? Oh boy, and we were all, and it was great because they had actually set it up with a shock pad, and we didn't even care that it was a shock pad. We were just excited we could touch it.
When you're a haunter, and anybody that is a haunter will know this, you don't look at it and say, I'm stealing that idea because I could do it exactly. No, you're taking the idea that somebody has done and you're modifying it in a better way that works better for you. Mm-hmm. And that is everything with a haunted house and haunted house enthusiasts. I go through a haunted house. I take my time. Oh my gosh. People get so upset and they catch me and they go around. Yep. We're all guilty.
Guilty.
And that is the main thing about haunted houses and haunted house stuff like that. But this is an opportunity that you're not only going to be at a convention looking at stuff, you're going to be at a convention looking at stuff, looking at history. You're going to be able to go to a costume ball. It's not going to be like the bigger conventions. So you have a costume, you've been like, oh, I don't think it's good enough. People want to see it. You might actually find out that there's an opportunity that somebody can look at you and tell you, well, hey, if you distress it this way or you do it this way, it might come into a better play. And that's one of the most wonderful things about the haunted house industry. Us on this network, us at the Ohio Haunters Association, all want haunters to be able to talk, communicate, and pass ideas between all of us. Because if we pass ideas, that's how we can make ourselves better. That, I guess that's my opinions, but it's
Yeah.
one of the foundations on Ohio Haunters Association and one of the foundations with this show. We want everybody to be able to get along, compare ideas, and what works one place might not work in another place. So just talk about the ideas.
Right. And even if you can't use someone's full idea, you can take the skeleton of that idea to make it work for you.
Right. And now for Friday.
Even my kids have figured out that all the videos. Sorry. There was a pause. Even my kids have figured out all the amazing videos that haunters have put on YouTube can help them. It has even helped them in science class.
Yes.
Okay, when a haunter, what they're showing you to do can help you pass a science test, these people are awesome. I just want to add that is the thing that can happen, and we are all grateful for all of you.
Right. Right. And that's one of the things I want to make sure that everybody understands. We on this network, we on this show can't wait to be able to see what this convention does. Because, man, we didn't even talk about that. Oh my gosh. There's classes.
There are classes.
Oh my gosh. How could I forget about that? Oh, yeah, that's not my department.
Not my department either. You'll have to get him on here.
So,
yes,
every single one of us have a different department. But yeah, if I could get him on the show and he could go over what kind of classes, I think
yeah, that would be good, because I know people have questions about the classes, and he knows a lot more about that than I ever will.
Right, and the person that's in charge of that is Keith, and Keith's on the board. He's a wonderful person. He's been on the board ever since the board started?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think Keith, Max, and I are the only original members.
Right. And that's one of the important things I want to point out, that we all have our different roles. Nikki's working on vendors. I'm working on the memberships and the ball. And we have other ones that are working on the volunteers. And then we have IT that keeps on working on everything because everything crashes.
And without him, we would not have our wonderful website. And he is always working on the website, and we are grateful for that.
I feel like we need to give him a vacation after the convention.
I agree. I feel like during the convention, he deserves a vacation.
Right. Because I don't think that there's much that I can't wait to see him at the convention, but I don't think that there's much in his expertise, considering
At the
how old the
convention
building
itself,
is.
yes.
Right. I got messages. Yes, Keith Nelson.
Yep.
So yeah. What words do we? Huh? The last thing you sent there.
You know, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. What three
Oh,
words do we need to repeat to get him on here? Bloody
Oh.
Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Knee replacement, knee replacement, knee replacement.
Can we throw a back replacement in there too?
Yeah. The
Okay.
guy is a wonderful. I will say the guy is absolutely a wonderful guy. He's really intelligent, has a really great background on a lot of different stuff. The guy is just he's older and he's falling apart, but he's falling apart in the most graceful way possible.
For those that don't know, Keith was actually one of the original members that helped put MHC on the map.
Yeah. Because MHC used to be in Columbus, right?
Yes. Yes, it started in if I recall, this was before I got into any of this. It started in the Clippers Stadium in Columbus's baseball stadium. And they outgrew that and moved into the Columbus Convention Center. And I want to say he stayed with it right up until it sold to the Trans World Group, the new owners, the owners that own it now. Right. I believe he was a big part of it up until then.
And that's wonderful that we have him here, and we can kind of look at him and say, okay, well, classes are your thing, and he goes, yeah. But he just absolutely, I can't wait. We're going to have many different classes. And that's a key thing right there, because everybody can go to the convention, but there is so many possibilities to just absolutely look at him, or look at what we are trying to work on here, and you can learn. We have some great guest speakers that are going to be coming to talk. One of the things is I don't think that we are going to have some of the makeup demonstrations on the spray type of makeup.
I don't believe we have any body spray demonstrations. With the historical nature of the building, that poses a few problems.
That's one of the key factors right there. But that doesn't mean that we can't have somebody sell it. That just means that is not a really good demonstrational purpose. Unless you take it outside.
Which, depending on weather, is highly possible.
Right. So here's a big question. Okay? Nikki, do vendors have to sell things, or can a vendor come in and promote their haunt?
They are more than welcome to come in and promote their haunt. We are perfectly okay with that. You do not have to sell something to have a spot. You just have to go through the process of applying for a spot.
It's one of the things right there. So all vendors that are doing this whole thing, filling out the paperwork, how much is a vendor spot?
A vendor spot for an 8x10 spot is $250.
Okay.
Now spots are first come, first serve. First of all, we only have a limited number of spaces, And once those are gone, that's it. So,
and that's one of the key factors. Everybody's got to understand, if you're trying to be a vendor, not only do you go and say, hey, I want to be a vendor, you fill out this, that way we kind of have an idea, because as much as it's great to see the same thing, we don't want to see everybody have the same thing. So if
right.
you're selling pop figures of Halloween characters, which is cool, we, you might get me. Just saying. We don't need 13 of the same pop figure sellers.
The other thing I know we've been asked a couple times is, one, we cannot guarantee how much foot traffic we're going to have. Now, you will have convention goers, as well as, I believe, the reformatory is going to be open for just general historical tours, which people can walk through there too, which is extra foot traffic. But we also cannot guarantee what will and won't sell. We've been asked that a couple times. We would love for everybody to sell great, but we have no way of knowing what types of products people will absolutely buy and what types of products people won't buy.
That's an important thing to know. Absolutely 100%. If anybody, and I'll tell you what, if anybody has a crystal ball and you could tell me what is going to sell at a convention, I will look at you and tell you the crystal ball's wrong. Because there is no way that you can predict what is going to sell, because you don't know what's coming the next couple weeks.
Well, I don't know what's coming the next couple weeks. I also don't know exactly who our guests are. You know, I have no way of knowing what ratio of enthusiasts to home hunters to professional hunters are coming as guests.
Right. So, you know, if you go and you sell paper plates, you might sell a couple paper plates. I'm not going to say you won't. I'm just going to say you might. But maybe perhaps paper plates wasn't the best thing to bring. There's no guarantees in anything. And that is one of the things that, if you're looking for a guarantee on anything, you can guarantee that you'll sell one. But I went to a convention that somebody was selling paintings, and he didn't sell a single painting. Not a single painting. So, if you're a vendor, just saying, $250 for a spot is pretty cheap.
It's very cheap. I know what booth prices are at other conventions, and it is very cheap, especially considering the setting you're going to be in.
Right. And now, why would you want to buy a ticket to go to this convention when, you know, you could go to anything else?
For me personally, some of the biggest draws would be, it's in Ohio. You know, I don't have to necessarily, since I'm from Ohio, take off time from work to come. B, it's in the reformatory, which is, I would go to the reformatory just to go to the reformatory, much less have a convention with lots of products and stuff. If I can't afford to buy it, I still want to buy it. And I think just overall, it's going to be a fun time. You know, it's got the haunted houses open. It's got the costume ball. It's got a bunch of vendors. It's got in an awesome building. You know, you can do the historical tours. So, yeah, I think it'll be a blast.
I'm just saying, this is one
Sorry
of the
about the weird
things
hand
that
signals. I had to let Josh know what was happening. Funny man is doing funny man things. Not always the best idea.
I'm just saying. Anyway, this is one of the biggest things when we're dealing with this convention. I can't wait to see the people. I can't wait to see what it brings. I can't wait to see the vendors. I know I get to be one of the lucky people on Friday to help and watch everything move in. Is that an opportunity for me to look at stuff? No, I'm going to be so dang busy. I ain't got time. So
we
you
as
guys are
board
going to see.
members and any of our volunteers, we are going to be so busy, we are not going to have time to look at stuff.
So what you guys are going to see on Saturday is going to be one of the best things because we don't know what we're getting into and we won't be able to see. There's things I want to possibly buy and they'll probably be gone by the time I get around to it. But one of the key things is I want to know, what time does the floor open?
I believe we settled on 10 a.m. I believe is what we said.
Okay. And it runs until what time?
Let me it's either 3 or 4. I think it's 4. I'm checking right now.
If we don't have an answer right now, that's more of a reason that people need to go out. They need to look at Ohio Hunters Association.
Okay.
OHA.
I found it. On Saturday, it is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sunday, it is open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. So that's pretty awesome. I've got some more things I want to do. I'm just saying. But I got to figure out everything. There's more suggestions I have maybe for the OHA membership holders. But that's one of the big important things right there. So I hope that this podcast is able to get you all a little more idea into what we're getting into when we're doing the OHC this year. And we hope that you guys do join us because, yes, we know it's Mother's Day, but there's a lot of hot mamas there.
Okay, real quick. Friday said she wanted to see him. I'm grabbing the cat.
Oh, no, not the kitty cats.
Because he was silly enough to fall asleep close
cat.
enough. So this is my kitty cat.
Ooh.
And he's a mitten paw, so he has
Yay.
lots of toes.
What's the name
All
of the cat?
toes. And he wants to know why I woke him up.
We got a new cat.
He saw a cat. He had to come see and get hugged.
There you go.
We got a new cat. I lost the whole situation. Yeah. I made the agreement that if it was not a stolen cat, we could keep it.
Well, that was nice of you.
I was hoping it was stolen. And we could return it to the actual proper owner. No one's claimed it. So I guess we have a cat. I did name it.
And what'd you name it?
It's got little black spots on its white coat. I named it Stain.
This one's name is Cinder.
I'm just saying. Stain. Anyway, thanks for joining us with this episode.
Absolutely.
We are absolutely I know I can't wait. And I know that if you're at the costume ball, I want an opportunity to take photos, and they're going to be shown here. So there's going to be photos taken. I don't know exactly what we're doing. Maybe we'll have it in front of the banner. Maybe we'll have it this and that. There's 10,000 things. Maybe there's going to be stickers for the costume ball. Maybe a lot of things going on. Maybe. I don't want to say for sure. What I do want to say is I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see the costumes. I can't wait to see this and that. And it's going to be awesome. I want it to be awesome. I don't know about anybody else, but I want it to be awesome. And that's what I'm hoping. So no matter what, I hope you all have a great one. Friday, do we have anything else? And I know I got to wait.
John got home.
You're muted.
I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Okay. Nikki, bark, bark, wolf, wolf, bark, bark. Is there anything else you want to add right now? Because why we are doing everything, and we're going to get closer. I do want to have more podcasts with information about the convention and this and that.
I don't really have anything else to add. All I can say is, honestly, guys, if you have questions, shoot us messages, shoot us emails. We'll do our best to answer them in a timely fashion.
And when you say send us messages, you're absolutely saying go to www.ohiohunters.com. That's
yes.
Ohio Haunters. For some reason, someone told me I need to spell it out. Apparently, more information gets across when you spell it out.
Click. Find the links. They're up, above, below, sideways, wherever links go. I put the link up there for the straight convention part of the page, so you could find your way there.
So I just want to tell you thank you, and I know it's going to take 3 seconds for Friday to say thank you. So 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
And Nikki's not in that much of a lag, so she can say thank you.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And we hope to see you guys at the Ohio Haunters Convention.
Have a good one, you guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.